Hey everybody, today I'm just going to be sharing with you some of our favorite picture books. So, probably do a couple of these videos because we have a lot of favorite picture books, but I thought I'd just start with a few of the ones that we read the most often. So this is Peter's Chair by Ezra Jack Keats. He's probably most famous for The Snowy Day. But this is a story about the same little boy from A Snowy Day. And he has a new baby sister in the house. And he sees his parents. They've painted his old cradle pink. And his dad is painting his high chair. So he decides that he is going to snatch his old chair. And he collects a lot of his belongings and he runs away from home. And so it's just the story of what happens to him and how he resolves his issue. The next one is Bedtime for Francis, which is a favorite one of mine from when I was younger. And this is by Russell Hoban, and the pictures are by Garth Williams, who illustrated Little House in the Big Woods series. So this is a story of Frances the Badger. There are many Frances books. This is a kind of a classic good night story where she is trying to avoid going to bed and the different problem she has. She gets scared. She wants a drink of water. She has a crack in the ceiling. But there's some really great humor in here for adults as well as kids. So as a parent, this is a book that I really enjoy reading, which I think is really important. I found that if I don't enjoy the book, I don't want to read it. So we try to collect books that I enjoy reading as well as they enjoy listening to. This is a more recent addition to our collection. It's called Nobody Likes a Goblin by Ben Hatke. And it's a really cute story of a little goblin who lives by himself, doesn't really have any friends, and decides to go out into the big wide world after he's attacked. And he meets a troll, and the troll says, "Be very careful because nobody likes a goblin." So it's just the story of his journey and how he ends up making some friends. But it has really cute illustrations, and it's a cute story. The kids really like it. Another one that we have from when I was little is called Angus and the Cat by Marjorie Flack. Marjorie Flack wrote the story about Ping, which is probably her most famous book, I guess, but we like these. It's about a little Scotty dog named Angus, and it's written from his perspective, and it's very funny. It's about when a cat comes to live in his house and how he feels about that. Their adventures together. So really cute. Angus and the Cat. And there's other Angus books. There's Angus and the Ducks and Angus Lost. So we have a lot of those. We love them. Muncha, 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 I actually found through Read Aloud Revival by Sarah Mackenzie, and it's by Candace Fleming and illustrated by G. Brian Karras. And this is a really cute story of a kind of a grumpy old man who wants to have a garden, but three little rabbits discover his garden, and his attempts to keep them out of the garden, and his attempts escalate as the rabbits figure out ways to get in. So the kids love this book and ask for it over and over, and there's a lot of great onomatopoeia in it, so it's a really fun read aloud. May I Bring a Friend is another one from my childhood. This is the author and illustrator. I cannot pronounce their names. It's a winner of a Caldecott Medal. It was written in the early 60s. And it's the story of a little boy who gets an invitation from the king and queen to come to their house for tea. And he gets multiple invitations. And every time he gets invited, he brings a friend. And it just shows all of the antics that ensue because of the kind of friends that he brings. Tidy Titch by Hutchins. Another one from my childhood. Tidy Titch is a little boy. He has an older brother and sister. And there's a few Titch books also. And in this book, Titch's room is very clean, but his brother and sister's rooms are not. And so this is a story of how they clean their rooms, but he ends up taking all of their old toys. So it's a really cute book. It's a great series about relationships between siblings. It's one of the reasons I really like it. If you ask my kids what their favorite picture book is, 99% of the time they're going to tell you this book, The Book with No Pictures. This is by B.J. Novak, and there are no pictures, but the reason that kids love it is because the grown-up reading the book has to say or sing anything that is written on the pages. And so we have toted this book around, made different family members read it for them, and I mean, they never ever get tired of it. It's just awesome for your collection. Really, really funny. This Is My Home, This Is My School is by Jonathan Bean, and this is one of my favorites because it's about a homeschool family, and someone recommended this to me when we started homeschooling, and I just think it's so neat to just have a picture book about homeschooling in our collection. So it kind of explains how they homeschool, and as a homeschool mom with lots of kids, it seems to me a very realistic depiction of how many of our days feel. But it really shows the joy and the advantages and just the family life. It's a really awesome book. So we love having this in our collection. And then my current favorite picture book that we own right now is called All the World by Garton Scalon, and it is illustrated by Marla Frazee. Anything that Marla Frazee illustrates, I pretty much buy because I love it. But this doesn't have a lot of words in it, but the illustrations are just gorgeous, and it's really just about living in a community, all the different things that happen. Shows all different kinds of people, family members, transportation. It talks about when you have a bad day, but it's okay because everyone has a bad day sometimes. But it also shows how people band together and give each other comfort. It's just beautiful. So highly recommend this book. It's definitely my favorite right now. So that's what I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll have another one of these coming up shortly. Thank you. Have a good day.